Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Conversations with Cornelius. I'm your host, Cornelius Patrick O'Sullivan, and it is 2025. I think today is the 8th?
7th.
The 7th of January 2025. And this is when did we start this podcast? Was it in 22 or 21?
I'd say it was 21.
21. Wow, it's still going. Amazing. We've hit 200 episodes there last year and we're still ploughing on. It's not gone viral yet. It hasn't been taken up by the masses yet. But we are hopeful.
Any day now.
Any day now. If you keep sharing this, if you keep telling people, do you know it's a great podcast? Conversations with Cornelius. What's it about? Well, it's this lad, Cornelius. He's a stand-up comedian and pretty much has his wife on most of the time. But he does have special guests like his son and his friends. And they talk about shite. But normal shite that we all talk about. So anyway, listen, if you are watching on YouTube, I just want to say, what's up? And what do you think of my schnood? If you are listening in the car, I just want to say thank you for listening. If you're in the kitchen doing some dishes, I hope this episode cheers you up and makes you smile, or just, creates a little bit of a stopgap in the vacuum of your life. I'm going to bring today's guest onto the stage. She is my better half by a million billion miles. She is the love of my life. I adore her bones and her blood and guts as well. Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Noelle Patricia O'Sullivan. Da, 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 da.
Da, 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 da.
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 Da, 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 da,
Okay, stop.
Okay, well, you fucking started to play along. I was like,
but you know what? Oh my God. Again, I heard what was going on and I was like, no, this needs to stop. I'd say it's safe to say you're in love with me today.
I love you.
Oh, good. Great.
I love
Awkward.
you, baby. And if it's quite done.
No,
they're not patrons.
No.
We did a Patreon episode 2 nights ago. We're in January. There is a massive, massive cold snap in Ireland. So we were snowed in. I couldn't go to my gig on Sunday night, actually, was when we did the Patreon. I couldn't go to my gig. I was supposed to be doing a gig in Dolan's in Limerick. And I was fucking snowed in. Excuse me for swearing. I'm also trying to stop swearing as much. It's going to be hard, but it's something I'm going to consciously try to stop doing because I swear quite a lot. And I don't need it. I've got a vernacular. I've got a large encyclopedic bank of words. I don't need to be saying cunt, fuck, shit and piss all the time.
Okay. So your gig was cancelled on Sunday.
Yes.
You came home and then we were having a lovely time. And then...
Yeah.
We were having a nice time. We were in here.
Oh, yes. We were inside here
watching. Went and I was like, straight away... I was like, I never got us organised. I should have known this was happening and I didn't have us organised. And it put me in to on the back foot and a kind of a annoyance about the power being gone. Sometimes you can just rally and go and drive on. But I was like, I knew we have lamps that require charging. And I was like, they were in charge. I knew this.
Would you say you failed as the head of the household? Because I would.
You failed, is it?
Well, I couldn't. I made an earnest effort to make my way to Limerick. Got as far as Mallow, and I was like, it's not worth dying. The roads were really bad. Lots of an accumulation of snow, black ice. I had to make the decision to turn back, which hits us in the pocket because obviously I don't get paid.
But then
you had one job to do.
Power went anyway, right? And the kids were outside. Enjoying the snow, and then Connie turns to me and goes, I might walk over to the pub for a pint.
Well, in my defence, okay, it was my last.
Sorrow.
I haven't had a drink in January yet, and we'll be getting onto this in a minute. We were starting a specific diet on Monday, and I was like, okay, well, I was supposed to be gigging, and now the gig isn't going to happen, and I can walk to the pub. This could be my last opportunity ever.
Now, his walk to the pub is either on a road that was snowed in or across like a forest.
Yeah.
And
I
he's
go
all
down.
about, he wouldn't fucking barely scratch his hole because he's afraid of getting injured because he's the only one bringing a wage into the house. Yet he was willing to fucking go down in black ice and snow and sleet and rain and everything
For a few gats.
for a few drinks. Plus leaving me here in a Baltic house because
you didn't
prepare.
So basically, it's your fault. Did I do it? No, guys, I didn't do it. I stayed at home. I was the dutiful husband. Yeah.
He got one look and he was like, that's not the call. Oh, I'm not going
And that was a mere suggestion. Now, who knows? I might have been just joking, just joshing. You know, I just simply suggested. I said, no, I'm off the drink, like, because I'm off the drink.
But I think it is because this kind of happened earlier in Christmas time as well, and it was like, he's like, you just sometimes with me, you just don't know because you have so many fucking odd ideas and like things that are like inappropriately timed or whatnot, and I'd be like, "Oh yeah, sure, go on," or no, don't bother.
Yeah.
Whereas this was just such on the like, I could have, if I was probably mentally more prepared or whatever, different scenario, I could have said, "Yeah,
You
go on
could've.
away. It's not that bad."
Mm,
But
you didn't.
I didn't, and it was like the polar opposite of what you should have been doing.
Well, I will have to say you probably made a right call because I dropped the kids. Today is Tuesday, right? This was Sunday night. The cold snap is gripping the country. I made my way into town yesterday on the main roads, which are passable, right, to stock up on provisions for the next few days because it's like Ireland is just not prepared for cold weather. And so I went in to buy bread and stuff like that, and I got home and whatever, but then I took the lads to school this morning and I had to go on the back roads to school and they're fucking dodge.
Yeah.
So I can just imagine, I just swore there now, so they're bloody dodge. So I could just imagine me walking home 3 or 4 pints deep, like on Sunday night. I could be
Imagine.
it could be a hip.
Yep, God.
Could be, but that's the next thing now. Jesus Christ. No, I am healthy.
But I also think as well,
Affirmation.
like even this morning now, you drove the kids to school, right? Because I've always said with ice, as long as you go really slow, you're not really going to get injured. Like that was my thing with driving. When I used to drive to work in red weather warnings, I've been in to work on red weather warnings. I definitely go on an orange weather warning.
Orange means nothing to this bitch.
But now that we are A, self-employed, and B, just don't have the disposable income to fix a car that just gets damaged underneath it, like by veering off.
We're, for the first time ever, I feel we're making sensible decisions. Like I'd be the same there now. I'd be here, fuck it, to be grand.
Yeah,
you know?
once you like, well, it would have been would have been a decision that we'd make. Like, you would have thought about it. It wouldn't have just been. But I would have been like, well, if with ice, if you go really, really slow and you really take your time and you're aware that there could be black ice, that you just go and not give a shit who's behind you, what's going on, just get there. Like, and if the chances are it's different to a storm with wind that you can't control a car. Like a tree could fall down at any moment.
True.
So, but it's just this time round we're like, no, it's not.
It's not worth it.
It's not worth it.
It's like
different worths. Like
it's true. It's true. And like even with the gig, like I was doing tour support for Chris, and he had stayed overnight, so he didn't have to travel to it. And I remember him saying to me, he said, "Look, if it's bad, just text me, let me know. There's no panic. I'll find someone locally to do it. There is actually no panic."
Yeah.
But obviously, we'd be counting on that money. That's a gig. That's a payday. So I was like, "Look, I'll make it, man. Don't you worry at all. I'll be up here. Don't worry at all about it." But then when I got as far as Mallow, and I was like, it took me like 25 minutes to get to Mallow, and I skid 5 times. The skid light came on in the dash in the Octavia. And I was like, and I knew from the night before when I was coming home from supporting him in Limerick how dangerous it was. We were doing 4 gigs in a row, and I was just like, I actually don't think it's safe.
Yeah.
Whereas before, if I was doing that, and we'd say Sam was minding the boys here, and you were working, I'd have been like, you're a fucking, I'll chance it.
Yeah.
But what actually came into my head, for the first time ever, was, okay, if I crash, I don't want to. I'm gonna have to use the insurance on the car. We only have the 2 cars. This is our good car. Do you know what I mean? I was making like a serious adult decision, which I'm very proud of at 47.
Good job.
So proud.
Nearly 50.
Well, 47 is not nearly 50. 59 and 364 days is nearly 50. Let's not put me on to 50 yet.
All right.
But yeah, so then we stayed at home and we played board games. We talked about this on the Patreon. We had a lovely-ish evening with our kids. And we went to bed and we were frozen. And
Absolutely. So when the power was gone, it had said on the check thing that it was coming back at 7:30. So that was like, score. We're going to just bond with the kids, hang out, and then we'll be able to watch Yellowstone, our latest program that we're watching, once the kids go to bed.
Yeah.
But alas, at about 7:00, the thing changed on ESB and it wasn't going to be back till 4:00 the following day.
so we had to face a whole evening. And because the weather was so bad, we got a text from the school. Everybody got a text from school saying that school had been cancelled. So the boys were delighted.
Yeah, so that was grand. That
You know.
actually kind of helped in a sense that
We didn't have
With-
the panic of bringing
with
them.
no
Yeah.
electricity and all that, but it was just the cold. It was the cold that night, and the next day the house was just freezing because while I had the heating on, I hadn't had it on a huge amount the day before. Like, so when the electricity went, we were due to turn on the heating, do you know, because in our house you only get like pretty much the time that the heating's on. But like, so it was
It's lovely here in August, lads.
beautiful.
It's lovely.
And
warm.
in our sitting room that we're currently in, we can't use the fire because the fireman or the chimney sweep
Told us we might kill ourselves if we
yeah,
did it.
so we need to get the
Sign up to the Patreon, guys.
anyway-
Let us get a new
But
fireplace.
anyway, so we were fairly Baltic now, and it was the morning time, and I was like, and then the gas went in the camper, the camp cooker,
Little
that we
camper
were
stove that
using.
we have.
And I went outside to check to get a bit of air myself, I think, and to have a few deep breaths. And I went to go down to check, but the road was like just our path down to the road and see for you going to town to get provisions. And then I heard, I couldn't even have the 5 minutes to myself that time. And I heard shouting out from the kitchen door, Noelle, the electricity's back. And I was like, oh,
I saved the day.
thank God. Well, it wasn't like you up and down for fucking pole.
Well, how did you find out about the electricity coming back? Me. You know, so who gave you the bearer of good news? Thank you.
Yeah.
That's what I am. I'm the bearer of good news. You were delighted. I was delighted.
The world became rosy again.
The roar,
It allowed us to continue with our plan.
which was, right, so today, what date did you say today was? The 8th, is it?
It is the 7th.
The 7th. So yesterday was the 6th. So
Monday.
for the last 2 months, so this is what today's podcast is about, right? First of all, guys, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. And if you're enjoying, and if you're watching this on YouTube, please like and subscribe. It really helps the channel. Thank you so much. Have to say that. If you're not watching on YouTube, do watch it. Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's good to see us. See what we look like. We are beautiful.
And watch is special as well.
And watch my special as well, which is out on my YouTube channel, which the name escapes me right now, which is not great. I'll be
Right in
honest.
the hand.
No, the name of my YouTube channel.
Oh, Cornelius Patrick O'Sullivan.
No, it's not. It's Cornelius
Cornelius
the
the
comic, I think. Cornelius the comic. You'll find me anyway. Look.
Search Cornelius O'Sullivan, you come up.
But anyway, a digression there of sorts.
Go
So for the last 2 months, I have become obsessed with something. And I get obsessed. When I get obsessed, I go deep into things.
Really?
And my obsession has been, so I'm overweight. I'm an overweight human being, and I have been overweight pretty much all of my adult life. Last time I remember being, I suppose, healthier in my body would have been in my early 20s. Since then, and it's all my own fault, I put all the wrong stuff into my body. Lots of alcohol, lots of fast food, lots of sugar, lots of carbs that turn to glycogen that stores fat within your body. So I've enjoyed that. I don't regret any of that. I wish I could continue to do that. But as I've mentioned on the Patreon, I've had a few issues last year with my body that were slightly worrying at the back of my brain. And I'm getting ongoing tests for it. I think it's going to be okay. I'm hoping it's going to be okay, but I'm getting ongoing tests. And with that, then I started to explore how to try and be a little bit healthier, I suppose. So
Reduce inflammation, really.
reduce inflammation was the main thing, right? Because I am very inflamed. I'm raging. So I came across this diet called the carnivore diet, which is, I have to say now, an extreme diet. Okay. Now I have tried every diet. I have tried Weight Watchers, Slimming World, keto. I was a vegetarian. I was a vegan. I juiced. Paleo. So I've done like 7, and I probably and you're the same. We love fads. And I've been watching TikToks, and then I started Googling carnivore, and then my YouTube for you page started showing me carnivore stuff. And a lot of what it says that it does, because I'm not proclaiming that it does what it says, is it reduces inflammation, and it drastically reduces weight at the start. But the inflammation, believe it or not, is as important to me. But the weight, I'm not going to lie.
No, yeah,
The weight, I'm unhappy carrying the type of weight, and I'm not monstrously fat now or anything like that. But I am not. And men carry weight around their gut and around their tits, and that's called visceral fat. And every fucking doctor on the planet will tell you that that is extremely unhealthy, having visceral fat in your belly and on your thing,
on your organs,
in and around your organs, and it leads to premature heart attacks and strokes and all that kind of carry on. So I was looking for a remedy, came across this carnivore diet, and I started watching TikToks, and slowly but surely I started planting seeds. Now there are no seeds in the carnivore diet; they're frowned upon. Okay, but I started planting seeds in the fertile mind of my beautiful queen. Right, slowly, very slowly, and you'll have your spake now in a second, right? And about 2 weeks before Christmas Day, I said to Noelle, I said, I'm definitely doing the carnivore diet in the new year. I'm unhappy with the way I am. I remember going for blood tests before Christmas as well. I was supposed to go for, what was I supposed to go for on Monday? What was that?
Scan.
Yeah, I'm 4 weeks pregnant. What was that?
An ultrasound.
An ultrasound.
Which is a scan.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Thick.
Maybe I am pregnant. Maybe I'm just having a very long pregnancy.
Maybe so.
My 20s. I hope it's a boy. But I said to Noelle about 2 weeks before Christmas, I said, fuck this, I am going on this diet because it's extreme. And some people now will say, oh, New Year fad, blah, 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 blah. I say to me,
we
love a fad.
Love it.
We love a fad.
Love a January start.
We did it last year with the coach to 5K. We're not running 5Ks every week. I'm definitely moving more. You're definitely moving more.
100%.
Than we were prior to us doing it. So, and our aim, obviously, as well, we can't go running at the moment.
I've just thought there, actually, some of my biggest achievements have come from January.
Yeah.
I gave up fags.
Yeah.
I did the triathlons.
Oh, you're a triathlete. I forgot you told me that on the dating app. Love triathlons.
12 years ago. I haven't done one since. But I did do one. And
You
I
did?
gave up fags. So I'm off the fags 12 years. No, 14 years.
14 years. You're off the fags. You did
Since
triathlon.
January.
You did your coach to 5K. So now we're going to try. So I started planting the seeds, and I think as well, and I'm going to give you a whole time now to speak after here, but I just want to get this out. I think as well, and we were discussing this the other night, since our youngest was born, Hunter Cornelius O'Sullivan, a joyful child who we adore, and he is turning 6 next year, is it?
Yeah, he's 5.5.
He's 5.5, right? Since he was born, all bets have been off with me. I can't speak for you, but I'm pretty sure you'll explain what your carry-on is in a minute. In terms of, I'm like, that's my last child. Fucking drink what I want, eat what I want, fast food, food after gigs, just, gluttonous.
But they're not. It's not like you said there after my last child. But it's nothing. It's nothing. It's not related to having no more kids.
No.
It's just that since Hunter.
Well, I just
the timing of.
I just think
remember the last time you died.
That's the last time. But I just feel a part of me was like, yeah, okay, this is it now. Sure, I'm a dad now, and it is grand. I don't have to be sexy to attract the female mate.
I know what you mean.
Do you know that kind of way? I don't.
I'm getting older now. Sure, I'm a dad bod.
Yeah,
this kind
and
of
sure, my wife doesn't give a shit now at this stage of the races.
Yeah,
She's
we're
gonna
comfortable in our
not ride me
relationship,
anyway.
Yeah.
Do you know? Yeah. So I just kind of threw caution to the wind, and I had this at the back of my head, and I stopped. I think as well, another thing is that I when I started getting sick last year and stuff like that, I stopped smoking weed in September after our anniversary.
Oh yeah.
I stopped smoking weed on the 21st of September. I've had one or two instances where I've taken a pull of a J now, but I've stopped, and I love my boy. I love my life. I love my wife. I love my family. I don't want to fucking drop down dead in 2 years' time because I didn't explore getting healthier. So I'm only trying this out. I'm going to see what it is, but I am going to try and look after 2025. My New Year's resolution, and I'm going to pass it over to you now after this, is to get healthier, to lose weight, to decrease as much inflammation from my body as I possibly can, and to become more positive. They're my goals for 2025.
This is my moment.
This is my moment. This is my moment.
Just sing that if you.
For you. You go, Cornelius. You can do it. Go, Cornelius. You know what they say. Okay, so I am going to pass and we're going to talk about the carnivore diet in a minute, but I want to talk about what got you into the frame of mind that is a very similar frame of mind of mine. Take it away.
Actually.
Okay, enough of that.
Do you know what I was thinking about yesterday? Actually, I think I was losing weight for about 10 years, and then I've been putting on weight for about 10 years. Is probably we got married when I was 30, and I think I've been gradually putting on weight since then, losing it after Harvey, losing a little bit after Harvey, putting it back on, or then having Hunter, not losing, and then after that we haven't dieted since, I'd say. Like,
what was the last? I think, was it Slimming World after Hunter or after Harvey? Was it?
After Harvey.
After
I don't
Harvey.
think we went to Slimming World after Hunter.
Or was it after? It was after Harvey. That's the last time that I remember. And our boy Harvey now is 8, so that's 8 years ago. So that was the last time that we consciously. And I remember going to that, and I remember being
That's the last time we did a fad.
That was the last fad we had.
We have
Well, the last dieting fad. We do fads all the time.
Oh yeah, I suppose
We
the
did the camping fad.
The last dieting fad, like we've done weeks where we might eat quite healthily but still have junk in the evenings, or that kind of way. Like, our food has always been, when you were a vegetarian, our food has always been very healthy.
Yeah.
Like,
But
our,
the sugar
our
and
dinners are been really good. Like, we're getting in the nutrients, but then we're piling the sugar in on top of it.
Yeah.
That's for me, and lots of dairy and lots of milk in my coffees over the last year since I got my lovely coffee machine. Like, it was all cappuccinos with me. Like, and I was saved for 6 months because I'm talking in the last 12 months, because I was doing the running. And like that, as I said to you, and maybe I said it on the Patreon, like, I see that running for me last year was a real success, because I can run 5k. Can I run 5k right now? No. But if I wanted to, within 3 weeks, could I run 5k? 100%.
1000%.
It got me into Mothers and
Say
Others.
500%. We'll split the difference.
It got me into Mothers and Others, which opened a complete avenue for me for last year. Both of those two, I'm going to continue it and drive on with this year. Like, if it wasn't completely snowstorm outside, I would be out there. Like, we ran last year. We started running in the ice. We would be out there today if it wasn't a complete shit show out there.
Yeah.
But like, so they were really good fads that we started last year and continued, but it was definitely, when I was running, I was doing all the fueling and still having the junk and still having the sugar. So we needed, and I know you say about 2 weeks before Christmas you were planting the seed in me, But from when you started talking about it and all of that, I was already in my own head kind of going, because we talked briefly last year about Ozempic and all of that. And I was like, would I do it? Wouldn't I? But then I was like, I don't know if I'd feel the satisfaction of losing the weight on Ozempic. And we'll talk about the carnivore diet here in a minute, but like I'm planning to do this diet for a complete life change. Like I'm talking losing stones. If it works for me, if I'm doing it correctly and I see the results start, this is a real long-term
But if you
goal
think
for
about
me.
it, like when you give up cigarettes, I mean, that's a really fucking difficult thing to do. If you're addicted to nicotine, it is. I luckily was never addicted to nicotine, but
Yeah.
I see some of my friends, and some who even listen to this podcast, smoke tobacco, and they just find it so hard to like. It was like my thing is fast food, you know.
Yeah.
Or I'd go and I'd get fucking 20 euro diesel. I'd go in and pick up a bottle of Diet Coke, a Moro, and packet of Monster Munch. I'd be on the way home for my dinner. I'd have it by the time I got home.
Yeah. But that's what we were doing. It was real mindless eating. And even since we've started this, and it's only on day 2, by the way, but like
Preaching on day 2.
preaching. But I know myself and I know my mind, I think, as well. So I know I'm really determined this time around, and that's why I'm talking about it so much on here.
Yeah.
Talking about it now on my TikTok channel.
She posted her first TikTok. So I'm shooting the TikToks for her and I'm editing them and putting them up. But it's all Noelle's content, like. And put up her first TikTok yesterday, got 10,000 views.
Boom. As you
Back
do.
of the fucking net. And the second one is about 6,000.
Yeah. So
So tell us about that. Tell us about that, right? Because I think that's interesting. Because I know and love you dearly, and I couldn't, and you know this,
yeah.
I couldn't care less
100%.
what size you are. It's the person that you are that I love. And I'm not saying that for fucking, that's just the facts, and I think it's the same. I'm pretty sure it's the same here. But what is it that is giving you the horn for this diet so much? That because I know when you're determined for something, and the last time I saw this now was when we were doing paleo in the lead up to our wedding. You were fucking
Well, actually, in the year before
in the lead up to it, like the year, yeah.
Yeah, because I was actually.
We did CrossFit.
Yeah.
We went on to paleo. Noelle started winning CrossFit competitions and everything, like. And
And then, as per
I-
usual, I just stopped it.
but I remember, right? I remember vividly. We got the day before our wedding. We were eating something in Amalfi, down in southern Italy. That's where we got married, in Amalfi, Italia. And I was like, "Fuck it, I'm at my wedding," because I was doing it as well. I stopped with about 2 months before we got married, because I was happy enough with how I was looking, and I wanted to stags, and I wanted to be, do you know yourself. But I wasn't too bad. But you were regimented right up until the night before. I remember you were like, I'm just going to be.
Well, I kind of had to be the night before the wedding because I had done all the stags or the hens
Yeah.
and all the prosecco brunches and all of that, and then I was trying on my wedding dress, going, it's a little snug.
It's a little
It's
snug.
a little snug, but anyway.
But you had that. That's what I'm trying to say to you, is you have that similar determination. That's the last time I saw it, which is a decade ago, which is interesting. That's because you were saying 10 years up, 10 years down, 10 years up, 10 years down. It's interesting, like it's cyclical. And like when you were in the zone, it was like, fucking hell, she's in the zone. And I don't think anything or anybody is going to get you out of the zone. So when you say stones, you're looking to lose stones. Some people might be watching here and go, it's not about the weight, it's about the fucking, do you know what I mean? It's about the well-being and the mental side of things. Like, it is all about that. But I do think that, like, you know, if you lose weight, you're going to feel good about yourself. And that's a mentally good thing as well. Stones, talk to me about that. Like, how's your mindset gone to that? This is a heavy set intention that you're setting here now. Like.
Well, that's what I
Pardon.
do like. It's a life-changing thing. I am a really happy person. I'm confident. I'm confident to walk into the room. My weight has nothing to do with my confidence.
No,
like,
I agree.
You know what I mean? I'm not any less confident now that I'm heavy, but I would certainly like to be seen more. I'd like a few glances in a bar.
A few admiring
glances.
glances.
I would like to be
You want to?
Invisible.
Yeah.
I was on a night out recently.
Well, you're
with
not
my friends.
invincible anyway. Like, do you know what I mean? None of us are invisible.
We're fucking certainly seen.
We're definitely visible. Like, do you know what I mean? From fucking space.
She was like, Noelle, it's also because you're 40 now as well. So like, I haven't put on any weight, and I'm not getting half as many looks as I was when I was.
Admiring glances, my mother used to.
Glances, yeah, and like I think it's gas for the two of us that you never mentioned this, but you do want to know admiring glance.
Oh, look, I'll be
You
honest.
kind of still get them anyway from the start, kind of.
You
vibe,
get a
don't you?
small bit of it from the stand-up comedy, all right.
From the stage, like coming off the
Yeah.
stage, like.
You'd get the odd blowjob, like, but that's it.
Thank God, taking one for the team.
But-
Won't hear any complaining.
All
from
right,
my
you have it on
side.
video there now, guys. Do you know she can't be divorced?
She's giving me a free pass.
Do you know that's a free pass there.
No kissing.
Just sucking. Yeah, so I'm dying to lose the weight to get more blowjobs.
Yeah.
But that's it. No, but
From the fans. not
Yeah.
For me.
no, but it's like I know what you're saying. Your point is, it's nice not to be like I'm fucking 47.
That's only one now. That's only one.
It's a very small part of it, but again, it goes back to the mental side. It's how you make.
Yeah.
It's how it makes you feel. You're like, oh, I'm attractive. Oh, I'm. Jesus.
There's
Oh,
also
I'm
part-
strong. I'm flexible. I can touch my knees.
There's also.
I can't touch my
part-
toes now, but my knees, I can fucking touch the shit out of them. Huh?
You were never that flexible to get to your toes. Actually, I was always.
You
When
were
you were-
the flexible one, were you?
But anyway, there's also part of me, right?
We're talking
We're living in
about sex.
Killavullen 5 years, right? And nobody knows me as being athletic. Like, do you know that kind of way?
Yeah.
Like, everyone else knows me as a time of when I was.
We should show the viewers our wedding photo there. Seriously. We'll show you at the end, right? We'll show you at the end. We'll give you a look at the wedding photo. The day we got married. It's interesting now because that's when both of us were. I don't have a beard. You're like a fucking supermodel, like, in my
Yeah.
opinion. You know. Or is that around the same time? That's Trace's wedding.
That's Trace's wedding, and that was me. That I had just won competitions that time.
I still think you look better in your wedding dress. You're always going to look better in your wedding dress, aren't
That's
you?
your wedding day. If you don't
Yeah,
look
yeah.
well on your wedding day, you
You
glow on your wedding day, no matter what size you are. Really.
You get a bad one in that photograph as well.
All right. Okay. Thanks. But anyway, I just would like to be. I like being athletic. Like
Yeah.
I do like being strong and fit and all of that. And I was doing that, but there is limitations when you're weight. Like there's extra weight on your joints. It's more tough on your
Inflammation,
body
Your skin.
as you're doing running. Like when I was running, and I was running strong, for me, and I was doing the mothers and others for me, and it wasn't about losing weight, it was about getting strong and thing. But like you fall and you're falling on, there's way more weight falling when you're bigger. Like, do you know, I've no problem being heavy, but I just want to be light. I've no problem being heavy, but I also want to go horse riding. Like I want to take the kids horse riding. I would nowhere near go horse riding. Wouldn't do it to a horse for me to get up on top of a horse now. Like that's not fair on the horse, like. Do you know? If it was a mechanical thing, I wouldn't care. I wouldn't do it to the horse, like. That's not what.
I wouldn't do it to the horse, like.
Will I save my life? Save a horse, ride a cowboy. That was the wrong tune of it anyway, but it.
We're watching Yellowstone at the moment. It's all cowboys and riding, and it's like fucking Succession for cowboys and Indians.
Yeah.
It's very good though, isn't it?
Great.
So we're
But there's a song that's in my head the whole time, and Connie doesn't know the song at all, and it's basically "Save a horse, ride a cowboy."
save a horse, ride a cowboy.
So I'd be wrong.
She's going to be like, I don't give you any permission for any sexual favours when you've all the weight lost, all right? I want you to be fully 100% compliant to this sex beast here, all right?
All right, Homer.
So,
For anyone listening only, he's wearing his Homer Simpson's nude in case you tell
Yeah.
us fat shaming him
Yeah.
or something. We're allowed to fat shame each other.
we are. But I love you so much. I think
And
we
I
need to
also, like, I think it's important to say, like, it's whatever anybody themselves wants. I'm very happy being fat. I went out lots of nights when I was younger and shifted fat, and it doesn't matter. Like, it's what you yourself want in your
1,000%.
Yeah.
1,000%. It's the old.
Oh, do you know what we were the last day though? Because I was going out and Connie was said, we take a before photo now before you go out. I was like,
and then I had
okay, I'm about to go out in the city with my girls and this is what you want to be my before photo. Okay. I thought I was looking pretty good, but okay.
You were looking good.
But it was
But
just...
I didn't even think of that. I didn't even.
No, I know. And then he did recoup because he went to take the photo and he went, you're actually looking too good in that now. But that was only like a comeback after me straightening my hair, makeup on.
I'm not.
Leather.
I didn't mean that.
I leather pants on, all ready to go with my plaids. And he goes, let's take your before photo. I was like, you're lucky you married me. There's so many times I think that, but you're like, there's nobody else that would put up with you. Because
But I didn't mean that
I
the way you're saying that. No, I was just like.
I know. I'm not saying anything about how it was meant. I'm only stating the facts. How it's interpreted.
You were sensitive at all though. That then you'd have been like, "What the fuck do you mean?"
But I just know you so well that I know exactly where it was going from. It's just like I get a laugh. I think I get a kick out of sometimes the stupid shit that you say. That if you said it to somebody else, you'd be annihilated, or you just come across as an asshole.
What was that time when we were going out with each other a wet week, and you had some fucking makeup on, and I was like, you had some bronzer on or something like that, and I was like, you're like Jesus, you're like,
Oh,
what was it?
fake tan on.
Fake tan on, yeah. And I was like, you're like Oprah Winfrey, and she was like, you could have said fucking Beyonce, you could say, and I just was saying it's really good. It's like it's good fake tan, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh.
I was like, not Beyonce. That's what I said. Not Beyonce, no?
We just went for Oprah
Oprah.
Winfrey.
Okay.
She's the puck off Oprah Winfrey, boys.
Getting me water into me now.
I've already had 3 pints of water. So let's talk about the carnivore diet. Okay, so that's basically our new Year's resolution. Is you're looking for a dramatic life change, and I'm actually going to give it a month. I'm going to give it a.
I just summed us up. Connie's doing for a month. I'm going for life changing, losing stones.
I'm going to see what it's like after a month. If I'm not enjoying it, I might go back to being a vegetarian.
Well, if you go back to vegetarian and I'm on fucking carnivore, you're on your own for your food.
Sorry, guys, I just have a frog in my throat there, and I shouldn't even be eating frogs because it's not on the
Well, you
carnivore.
probably could because it's a meat.
Right. So before we talk about this, right? Full disclosure, we are not experts.
No way.
We are the opposite to experts. Look up the opposite to experts in a dictionary. The two of us are like this, right? We are not fucking experts. All the information we've got from this has been from a doctor, very famous doctor, Dr. Google, and
Even better, Dr. TikTok.
and Dr. TikTok. Well, he's the surgeon. The surgeon is TikTok. Okay? And all there's a lot of information out there. Don't take anything we say as gospel or whatever. This is just our journey. Our journey.
Our journey on day 2 now. Here we go.
And we're on day 2. So that was what our New Year's resolutions are. What is the carnivore diet? So I'll ask you, Noelle, what is the carnivore diet?
I'd say you should answer that, Cornelius, because you're the one who's been looking at TikToks for 2 months on it.
Okay. So the carnivore diet is basically a high protein, high fat diet. That's what it is. The logic behind it is if you just eat a diet of high fat and high protein foods, single ingredient foods like eggs, butter, salt, bacon, and eggs. They're the. Oh yeah.
You said eggs twice.
So I said eggs twice. Beef.
There's 5 ingredients. Gets a bit confusing for him.
Right. So it's a lot to remember. Right. So beef, eggs, bacon, salt, and butter. They're the 5 ingredients. You might think that's bleak, but we did say at the start, I think it's hardcore, especially coming from an environment that your whole diet is from the a balanced diet, and the more different types of foods you can get into, the better. So it's a kind of a complete 360 from that. It's also a massive shift from vegetarianism, which I was a vegetarian for 7 years. But that's what it is. The science behind it is your body normally, if you're eating bread and sugar and if you're having milk and stuff like that, that is broken down into glycogen, right? And that's what your body uses, glycogen, which is short-term sugar. Call it short-term sugar, right? So that attaches onto whatever part of your fucking body, and your body then dissolves that and uses that as energy. Okay, when there's an excess of that, it just stays there, and if there's more of an excess of it, it stays there, and then it gets bigger and bigger, and that's how fat appears on the outside of your body. Okay, how you get rid of that is very simple. You, on the carnivore diet, you're not taking in anything that breaks into glycogen. Your body is immediately going to the fat stores in you to run itself. There's no glycogen coming.
What about the fat that's coming in?
Oh, and the fat can't be stored. That fat can't be stored. You're excreting it all out, and it's burnt, and it's using, and your body goes into what's known as ketosis, where it's just burning fat constantly, your reserve of fat constantly to keep your engine going, and the food that's coming in then is just added to that. But there's no excess. Like with glycogen, it goes into your body. If you don't use it, it gets stored. It doesn't. It's the opposite with protein. But so that's the premise of it. Okay, again, like, I may not be explaining that 100%, but that is 95% of the science behind it, as far as I've learnt. So there is loads and loads of anecdotal evidence, and loads of live humans making little TikToks and YouTube shorts across the globe. If you just type in carnivore diet into TikTok, it'll take you into a whole community. But the one that we're doing is the extreme one. After a month, you can start looking at putting other foods in, like cheeses and
high fat, high protein, high fat only. But at the moment, there's literally only beef, eggs, salt, bacon,
butter.
That's it. So those 5 ingredients. Whereas afterwards, you can have avocado, you can have a few other
chicken,
cheese. That the cheese then helps,
like cheddar cheese, which is great.
Make a load of different kind of variety of food then. But for the moment, it's just
that's there's 3 tenements of it. The one we're doing is the hardcore. That's the next one. Then is, we'll say it's similar, not as strict. But then there's the one above then where you can start introducing vegetables and fruits, but you have to introduce them in a controlled and slow way. I think now I haven't looked into, because I've just looked really at the hardcore one for the time being. Is, let's say you had a blueberry, you'd have a punnet of blueberries or half a punnet of blueberries. You don't eat another blueberry for 4 days, but you're super aware of your body if a pimple comes out, or if you're feeling this, or if you're feeling that, and then you repeat the process again then 2 weeks later, and if those symptoms persist.
It's the same with dairy. Even if you're on a vegan diet, if you go on a vegan diet for a period of time to see if it clears up your skin or whatever, inflammation or whatever, then you can reintroduce dairy sporadically to see if your skin disimproves again. It indicates if you're allergic to dairy, because a lot of people seem to be allergic to dairy.
Yeah, so basically what we can have is, we'll repeat, butter, beef, bacon, eggs and salt, black coffee, water, where you're supposed to drink 5 to 6 pints of water a day, and electrolytes. So we've got electrolytes, so they replace your vitamins and minerals so that you're not losing out on those. And the water is obviously, we all know what water is for, and that's your diet. So what you're cutting out then, and you can take over here now, Noelle, is what you can't have, obviously.
So basically carbs and sugar.
Yeah.
And I think it's gas that I was only saying to you a minute ago, we'll say, for example, my milky coffees, I would have felt like I was, no, I know we're in a real euphoria of it at the moment, because we've been 3 weeks talking about doing this, and we've a date set that we were doing it, and so but like yesterday, I didn't get any sugar withdrawals. Now they can all come as well. Like, I'm not saying, but it was amazing that even for one day, I didn't really crave sweets. I didn't crave the milky coffee. I had my black coffee, and it tasted lovely from the get-go. Whatever, like, is it the mind over matter as well? Like that yesterday morning, my black coffee tasted as like refreshing or as relaxing as my milky coffee has done the whole time when I've been having them first thing in the morning. Like, the kids would be like, I'd come downstairs and Harry would be like, Mom, can you get this or make this for me or do this, whatnot? And I will, and I'm like, I will, I'll just have my coffee first. I'll just get my coffee into me first. And like, you all know, anyone who listens to me on this podcast or on the Patreon knows I love my coffee. So like, but I'm getting the same hit, I suppose, and the same feeling from the black coffee yesterday, which any other time that I have tried to not have as many cappuccinos and just have like regular coffee with a splash of milk even, it wasn't hitting the same. It had to be a cappuccino, like. And like, to even go for 2 days now, because this is day 2, with the black coffee hitting the same is just, I think, is nuts, like. But that is probably more mind over matter, like, than anything. And like, probably,
well, you could be placebo, you know, where where like it's something like that. But I do think, though, it goes back to I've just recognized this mind shift in you, and I don't think anything will get in your way. Do you know what I'm saying? A month, but like, there's no way in the last 10 years you would commit to fucking anything for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks at the most. But you're saying like this is, and I'm
already going, and I know this is really bizarre, like, but I'm already going, right, when I lose weight now, I'm probably going to buy some clothes off Depop, because I don't really want to buy them off Shein. I don't want to add to buying clothes like from shit places like that that are cheap but are actually horrendous for your skin and everything.
Yeah.
And I don't want to add to the landfills of clothes and blah blah blah, and the pocket as well. So I'm like, I'll probably get them off Depop, or maybe I could do a bit of content around going to the charity shops because I'll get on weight.
Yeah.
But it's like that's all in
that beautiful?
The mindset. Like, that's all the...
Yeah. Well, I know it's going to happen.
Provided I start to lose the weight and following it. Like, it doesn't suit everybody, so...
Well, I know now. It's interesting. We've done one day, right? So how much weight did you lose yesterday? So we're on day 2. I've decided to weigh myself once every week. Noelle decided to weigh herself this morning after one day, right? Now, they do say you can lose quite a lot of weight on the very first day, right? What did you lose?
I put on 2 pounds. So we've just spent, 47 minutes talking about our goals. And yeah, I totally get, it's not all about the scales. It's about how you feel, and it takes time. And I know that the one day, even though I did come down, this is again to Connie being Con and me having to have a shield up to his words. I came downstairs.
You're making me sound out desperate now.
I said, well, wait.
Okay.
I came down and I said, I've had 2 pounds. And you went, what? What did you do wrong?
I was thinking, because like, there's no way I was thinking how could...
But again, I know where you were coming from. You were like panicking because you're like, she's going to go off this tomorrow because she's put on 2 pounds. I have to like pull her back in here. What's wrong? And I'm like,
I only tried to fix it for you.
I know you were panicking because we haven't discussed. I actually haven't even said to you how much like I'm visualizing having the weight loss. Like,
well, I have a number in my head for my own weight, and it's my dream weight. And again, right, I just want to say this now, right, before I go any further. Okay, some people have issues with weight, and that's cool. Some people it's not cool. Some people have issues with fucking, different types of ailments out there. And, we're just talking about what we want to do for ourselves. It is no judgment on anybody else at all. I really want to get that out there.
Yeah.
I also want to just say, like, even me trying to explain keto there now and stuff like that, I just please do your own research. My words are not scientific. Noelle's words are not scientific.
No, I am a scientist, but I haven't researched it, so I have no...
Exactly. And I can guarantee you this, over the next couple of weeks, any information that you'll be getting on this podcast will be more researched because of Noelle, because that's just your brain, like the way you are. But like at the moment, we don't really know what we're doing. We're just following a trend. We're trend followers.
But you know what was
We're
an
not
interesting
trendsetters
thing
yet.
that we saw the last day was there'll be a lot of people who'll have comments going, "Oh, you're eating too much fat, you're
Yeah.
eating too much butter, that's way too much. That's so bad for you."
Mad.
But nobody will say that to you when you're coming home with a Supermax and you've had Supermax 3 times in the week.
Very.
Or, you know, you're killing yourself silently by drinking a load of Diet Coke.
There's a new thing we were talking about. That's very true, because we were only talking about this. There's a new there's fat shamers, right? But now there's fucking fad shamers. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, oh, there is like at January you'll always have the naysayers going, "Oh, for fuck's sake, look at all the spastics out fucking running in the road." Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or look at the fucking look, there's Jimmy going into Weight Watchers again. Sure, Jesus, he's a Pat Warren there every January, the fat cunt. But like, do you know what I mean? They'd be grand then seeing Jimmy coming out of the Kentucky with a garlic chip and cheese, a quarter pounder with cheese, and 2 cans of Coke, pretending that someone else is sharing the food with him. Like, I've done it thousands of times. You know, I'll get a large margarita there, garlic chip and cheese, and what else did she want? Oh yeah, 2 breasts of chicken and 4 sausage rolls. Yeah, please. And 2 cans of Coke. Yeah, please. Thank you. Like, do you know, you know yourself that it's like, I don't know. There's fat shamers, there's fad shamers. Just what we're doing.
Do whatever you want.
Do whatever the fuck you want. That's what I was trying to say, actually. Do whatever the fuck you want, and don't take any.
Oh, you know, cursing going.
Not great. Not great. Like, I mean, but every day is a school day, and I'm going to try and do less and less. I'm not giving up just because you put on 2 pounds. Have you given up the fucking carnivore diet? I said a few fucks. Am I going to give up? No, I'm not. But I just want to say that because I know and I love people that listen to this podcast, and I know some people are sensitive as well about issues, and there's no shade, as the young crowd say now. There's no shade, bae. There's no shade. We love ye. We respect ye. But this is what we're talking about, and it's going to involve weight loss and the glorification of weight loss, because that is what we will be finding happiness within. So I have...
Well, like, not only that, like, we're pretty happy anyway.
Yeah, well, are we?
Well, I am.
Yeah, well, you know.
You're so. Are we finished?
We kind of are finished. Yeah, we are actually.
Say?
Why are we doing it? We've said that. What's our long-term plan? We've said that.
It's long-term plan. Buy a few outfits on Depop.
Yeah, and I'm going to see if I can get to the 6th of February, which would be a month. You know? So we'll see how we go, and yeah, staying by the wall. And I feel like I went on a rant there now at the end. I feel I went very rant, and you were just like, "Okay, we finished." Right?
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think you went on a rant. I think you're just passionate about getting it across that everyone is do what you want to do.
Yeah, that is what I like. There's no shade. I just want people to listen and like that we're trying. That's it, really. I suppose that's what it is. I just want people to fucking understand that we're just doing this. We're trying.
And I suppose, as I said already, January suits us.
And January suits, yeah.
There's another thing I saw about people that wait till the spring when it gets brighter out and it's not as cozy and you can make any changes you want. But I think it's great time it's good to reflect, and it's good to see what you're going to change about your plan for the future. Rather to forward yourself. Well, if you're unhappy in something, then make plans to make them a little bit better, and to drive on and drive forward.
Yeah.
It's the same as anything. It's the same as treating your home and your life as you would maybe in a work environment, in the sense of you make your plans for the year, your goals with work, and you do all that. So why wouldn't you do it with your own? There's obviously a method behind it. It obviously works to some extent. No, not all of the goal setting that you do in work might, come to fruition and all that stuff. But like, it helps to some degree. Or different meetings or for different projects or whatnot. Life is a bit of a project too.
It is a project. It's like the old saying, if you like aim for the stars, and if you hit the tops of the trees, sure aren't you fucking further from where you began anyway? Like, you know, and the stars are a little bit closer in the following year.
That's like that's like a Kaizen.
A Kaizen, yeah. So, yeah. Okay, I'm a little bit happier with that. I felt I went off in a fucking, look, I love you all.
I think you're quite hyper today anyway.
Yeah.
You're a bit elevated.
Maybe it's the carnivore diet. Makes you hyper on day 2.
Okay.
Oh God. Do you ever annoy yourself? Do you ever just be like talking and you're like, I'm actually annoying myself here?
So maybe we should just stop.
Okay, all right, okay. Lovely. Sign up to the Patreon. Staying by the wall.